So I'm going to start off by sharing my screen, which you should all be able to see now. So unlike previously, where you'd receive loads of click meeting emails, that is no longer the case. Now, if you want to access the Enrich Learning platform, where all the classes are going to be, so if your child wants to access the platform, this is where you're going to come, the Enrich Learning website. If you as a parent want to access the platform, this is also where you're going to come, the Enrich Learning website. Everything is happening all in one place. All you have to do is click login and you'll be taken through to Enrich Learning's new digital home. I am going to log into a parent's account, none of your accounts, so don't worry, just to show you how to access the platform as a parent. And I'm just going to walk through the different things you can do on the platform. So going to log in as a parent. As parents, you put in your email address if you have already activated your account, and then you put in a password. And now that this is in, what you should see is the parent's homepage when you log in. So the first thing I'm going to walk you through is your profile. On the parents page, on the right-hand side, you have your child's name, and then on the left-hand side, you as a parent, you have your name. So you can go to your profile in two different ways, either by clicking this head here or clicking this kind of grid box and then clicking my profile. This will take you to your account information, so you can have a look at things like your storage chart, the last time your child logged in and from where, etc. And then the most important thing for parents is your child's grades. So when your child is graded, your account is linked with their account. And what happens is you will be able to see everything that they are doing, all their grades, all their tasks that they have completed or haven't completed, how they've done in any quizzes that we've set. We recognize that prior to this point, it was quite difficult for you to keep consistent tabs on how well or not so well, hopefully very well though, your child is doing. So with this new platform, it's very hands-on. You have an opportunity to just always keep an eye on what your child is doing. And if you didn't want to let them know that this account exists, you don't have to. So they may never know that this is how you know how they're doing, and just keeping tabs on them. So that's really great. Then, oh, someone's coming into the room. Sorry, I just had to add someone into the room. Hello, welcome to the session. Please put yourself on mute once you join so that you don't distract what's going on. Thank you very much. So moving on to viewing your child's content. So when you go onto the parent portal, it has your child's name, and then it has all the different things that your child has access to. So whatever your child has access to, you have access to. I'm going to talk you through the different icons. I'm not going to go into every single one of them today, because otherwise this call would be really long, and we'll be introducing things as time goes on. But homework is coming back. So those of you who I've been teaching your children for years will know that I'm a big believer in setting homework, and to some extent lots of it, but due to the shift to digital and just making sure that we got things right, wasn't able to do so. Now we have that facility, it's coming back. And something I recognize as a problem is, whilst many parents will have laptops, phones, tablets, they may not have Microsoft Word. So we have integrated that at no additional cost to you. So your child can do homework in Microsoft Word, you're not paying for it, and they're using Microsoft Word to do their work. So that I hope will help a lot of people. We have a tasks list. It's just quite a simple place where children will, when we set them tasks, it just helps them keep organized, helps you stay on top of things. And so that's there. We have a workbook, which literally works the same as a physical workbook, but just a digital version. We have Enrich areas. I am a big believer in providing a holistic education. So in this area, we'll be putting kind of inspirational content, maybe not necessarily content that and resources that a child will come across academically, but still really useful. That could range from providing the children with a basic financial education, right through to nutrition, right through to a really good TED talk that maybe we think that they should listen to. And you can listen to it too, because if you click onto Enrich areas, you can access this as well. Rooms I'll come on to in a moment. Spaces, so those of you whose children took part in our virtual debating club, that is coming back alongside with virtual coding and virtual arts and crafts and loads of other exciting things that we've planned that will come on board later on this year. But Spaces is where the extracurricular arm is going to be held. Blogs, eventually we'll have blogs for the children and for yourself, which will provide sort of extra information that we hope will help you. Files, so some devices, we are aware, have very limited storage. So now you can store, of course, your educational files on here, again, at no extra cost to yourself, and it stays on our database. No one can see it. It's all private. In terms of privacy, you've got nothing to worry about there. You can have a look at your child's profile and see what they have or have not added, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. The calendar, where all the lessons and the times will be put, which will be there to remind you, and then the grading center, which, especially if you have older children that are in secondary school, it's really important that you do visit the grading center, because it'll give you a really strong idea of where your child is or is not. Obviously for Key Stage 2, so primary school students, that's something that you should be checking also, but it's not, like, grades are not the be all and end all in primary school unless you're doing the 11 plus. So the most important thing to show you today is rooms. So this parent, their child is linked up to a lot of rooms, but for you, you will only see the rooms that you are paying for and that your child is attending. So if we click on Key Stage 2 English, obviously there's nothing in here now, but you will be able to see the homework, the task lists, the blogs, any events that we have specifically for English, things that have been bookmarked, and then necessary files. So you really will be able to kind of be very on top of what your child is doing with us. And then if we click back on the home button, I recognize that a lot of parents do not speak English as a first language, and it would be easier to view all of these things in your native tongue. So many of you know that I discovered this the other day. This is pretty cool. My parents are Igbo. I know Igbo pretty well, and I found out that we can actually have the Igbo translations. I'm just trying to find it, if it's here. So if I click Save Changes, you can see the translation of the word in Igbo at the bottom. So those of you who prefer to read things in a different language, in your native tongue, you are now able to do that. So I can change this, for example, to French. And those of you who are more familiar with reading things in French, you'll be able to see them. You'll be able to see the French word at the bottom as I'm demonstrating now. Again, if you just want to see it in English, you can just get rid of the language and then save the changes. So that is how to change language. I hope you find that useful. Another issue that I know that a lot of parents had in the past, which was the ability to speak directly to myself or directly to teachers, the tutors. So now you can send us a message through the platform and we will be able to respond to you pretty quickly. So you can pick the tutor, so you can pick myself, obviously regarding your child. If you've got multiple children, then obviously change it to the relevant child. You can select a category, so it might be absence. You can submit a message, holiday, we are going on holiday next week, and then you can hit send and I will have received that message, and you can keep on top of when we respond. So it just allows you to send messages to us about your child's education. So if there's a topic that your child is really struggling with in maths or in science, you can reach out directly to the maths or science tutor and we can make sure that that issue is ironed out. If you have a technical issue, please don't message myself or the other tutors. Please message the administration team. I've just realized that you can't do that directly here. So please send an email to admin@enrichlearning.co.uk. We'll send all of this information to you in an email as well. So don't worry if you miss that. And we will make sure that you understand how to do that technical issue. But this messaging part for parents is not for technical issues. It is for your child's education, specific things to your child. Like you saw, there were a list of different subjects that you can message us on, and we will try our best to help you. And then the last really cool thing in terms of the parent account is we do have an app now. Hooray. So it's a bit long for parents to log in through the website if they're on a mobile phone. So if you want to now, and you can see my screen, you can scan, depending on your phone, if you've got a Android phone, then please scan the QR code on the left. If you've got an Apple phone, then please scan the QR, so an iPhone, please scan the QR code on the right. This will take you straight to the relevant app platform, and you can download our app, which allows you to keep even more tabs on your children and receive more direct notifications and communications from us. There will be additions to the app where you'll be able to have even more facilities for parents. Those are coming soon, but for now, this is what we've got. So please scan those. Again, don't worry if you haven't, you're going to be sent a summary email with all of this information. Okay, so I am going to stop screen sharing for a moment and show you how to navigate your child's account. Okay, so for your child's account, same thing as I mentioned in the beginning. So please come onto the Enrich Learning website. Essentially, you just come onto the Enrich Learning website for everything now. So like I said, for those of you who joined a bit later, no more click meeting, no more massive emails. You have your login details, or your child should have their login details by now. If they don't, please let us know at the end and we'll get that sorted. You come to the Enrich Learning website, you click on login, and I'm now going to enter a child's details. So none of your children. I don't know, sorry about that. Okay, we're in. So this is what your children's account looks like when they log in. So this is how it's going to look when your kids log into the platform. We have here, quite similar to yours, the functions that they need. So rooms, spaces, enrich learning area or the enrichment area, MLTV, which I'm now going to show you now what that really is. So as I mentioned, we have the different kind of functionalities. To begin with, the main focus is on rooms. You select your child's class. Just for demonstration purposes, I'll stick to English Key Stage 2. Your child can access our lesson at the same time as it currently is by doing the following things. They can either click on group options and MLTV. Something we've done for safeguarding, your children cannot enter the classroom if a tutor is not present. So if a tutor is not present, your child cannot enter the classroom. Now, when a tutor is present, I just log in here. So if I click on Key Stage 2 English, again, because the tutor isn't present, your child can't access the room. I would like to show you what a room looks like. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to log into my tutor account, and then so that you can see what your children will be seeing in the classrooms. So when I click on MLTV now, oh, I need to share my screen so you can see it, apologies. When I click on MLTV now, if I click on Key Stage 2 English and join room, as a student, I'm in the classroom, the tutor's in the classroom. This is what the new virtual classroom looks like. So we've got our whiteboard. We've got a brilliant facility now where all the notes that I make in the lesson so that children can go back and revise, or so that parents have the opportunity to go back and see what we've taught them, or perhaps even help them. When we type our notes, so hello, welcome to class. When I click on this button here, I can export it into a PDF or Word document and drop it into our rooms folder for that specific subject and class, and your child will permanently have access to it. In a couple of weeks' time, we're going to start recording all of the Enrich Learning tuition classes. So that means if your child is sick, or if you have another engagement that you need to go to that clashes at the same time, your child will never miss out on that learning. They can literally go into the room, go into a folder that we will have created with all of the classes, and watch back the lesson. Obviously, I do not advocate for your children to not be like in the live class, but life happens sometimes, and sometimes you won't always be able to make it. So that option is still there. Of course, if you have, the odd question, they can send the tutor for that lesson a message, but there is no expectation from the tutor to give one-on-one help if you've missed that class. And if it's a case where your child needs to have a one-on-one lesson, it's completely different to when you've missed a class and you have a couple of questions to ask, which you can ask with the messaging. The kids will communicate with the tutor in the chat box as they have been doing. At the moment, there will be no videos on and no sound on. However, where we will have sometimes we'll have smaller groups or breakout rooms to do more intimate work, the option for children to turn on their cameras and microphones will be there. Of course, if you don't want your child to ever do it, they don't have to do it. We're never going to force anyone to do that. So this is the new platform. So I'm just going to end the meeting now. Great. So back onto the child's homepage. So we've been through the rooms and MLTV, and I've explained what spaces and enrich areas means. Something that we also wanted to do is give the children a really personal experience. So I strongly urge that you encourage your children to do this. It's for their own good, which is to edit their profile. So I've just realized that I'm in my tutor account. 1 second, I need to just switch to a child account. So I'm just going to switch back into Alice's account. Right, so this is the child's account. If they click on this at the top, my profile, and they click on edit profile, they can fill in all this information about themselves. There is a section for them to write an about me kind of paragraph, their interests and their ambitions. The more data your children give us on what they want to do, from career to just interests, then the better the content and the resources we will create for them. So we've done this because we wanted the children to feel like individuals and make this a proper experience. But also, now that the world is in a digital age, they need to get used to creating profiles, because they'll be doing this in the working world, they'll be doing this as they get older. If your child is in primary school now, they'll definitely be doing this in secondary school. So just getting them used to having this responsibility of doing things is really important, especially doing them well online. So that's what this section is. So all children have been sent their login details. It's something quite fun that they can do this weekend. We would greatly appreciate it. I want to get to know the children even more, and there's loads of them and one of me. So one way in which I can do it is sit down spending my evening reading about them. So when I do have the occasional one-on-one call, there's something for us to talk about. So if they do that, that would be to their benefit and to your benefit. And they can add a profile photo of themselves if you allow that, and if you're happy for that. Your children don't have to do that if you don't want them to. Obviously, mental health is really important, especially for children. So we have added the ability for children to give us their mood and, you know, something that they want to shout about for the day. This is, again, useful information for us. If a child reports severally that they're feeling sick or scared or sad, myself or another tutor will reach out to you privately to explain, look, this has come up a number of times, there might be something going on, please speak to your child. This is just being done to kind of tackle issues like bullying, especially, again, with digital age, there's so much cyberbullying going on, and exposure to social media. So hopefully you can see the benefit in that. Another important feature for your children, and I received a lovely message from a child a couple of days ago, which was so nice. They can send tutors messages. So just like how you can send a message to us regarding various different things, your child, if they click on my messages, if they click on new message and all the tutors, they can select which tutor they want to speak to. All the tutors' names will be here by Monday. And once they click on that tutor's name, and they click continue, new message, sorry. I've selected someone. Normally what happens is after you've selected someone, or if you wanted to write to all the messages, to all the tutors, when you select someone, you send the message, we receive it. I'm not sure why it's not working at the moment. And then we can respond to them. Again, please encourage your children to send us messages that are to do with their schooling and education, just so that we can be as helpful as possible. As nice as it would be to be able to go back and forth with having a chat, the tutors are very busy, so I don't want them to be bombarded with messages that aren't relevant. Equally, I've built a relationship with the children, and so have the other tutors. If there's something they're proud of and they want to show me, please encourage them to message me using this platform. I want to see it. So I hope that's helpful. And it just, yeah, it makes access to me and the other tutors much easier. The very last thing in terms of the platform is to show you the calendar. So if you click on the calendar icon, you get a full breakdown of what is happening when. This is really useful for when we bring in other programs that you might want your child to take part in. Obviously, being able to see what's on offer helps you plan yourselves and helps your child plan themselves. And again, it's part of that adulting that we want them to get used to. So that's essentially the new platform. And I guess when you finish, you just click on your profile and you click sign out. And yeah, that's it. I want to now move on to talk about payment. So there is a new payment process. It has been done, a new payment structure. It has been done to make your lives easier, to make my lives easier, and just to streamline everything. So first of all, there's not been any major change to the pricing for you, apart from the fact that if you are paying weekly, there is a £2.50 additional charge if you're paying weekly. If you're paying monthly, it has stayed the same. So if you're paying every month for your child's tuition, and they're in Key Stage 2, for example, it is still £120. To make payment, what we would like every parent to do to work with this new system is to, I'm going to use the word re-register, not to confuse you, but re-register your child. So if you come onto this website at the end of this call and you click sign up, I'm just going to click Key Stage 2. I am a parent registering my child. When you fill in this form, you'll be taken to payment. Select how you want to pay. For the first time you pay, you'll pay through the website. After that, every week, because we will have your email address and stuff, we will send you, well, not every week, we will send you an invoice depending on what you have told us, the method you have chosen to pay. So if you've chosen to pay weekly, every week you'll get an invoice from us with a link to pay with your card. And that's if you've decided to pay weekly. If you've chosen to pay monthly, every month, again, we will send you an email that is an invoice with a link that will enable you to pay every month. And that way you'll get your receipts, because I know some parents really need that. You'll get your invoices, so you can do all your bookkeeping, and it just makes things easier for us. There is now a sibling discount, like an official sibling discount, or a multi-child discount. If you are registering more than one child, please don't sign up or register through the website. To get the 10% sibling discounts, that's 10% on however much you're paying, we would kindly request that you send an email to admin@enrichlearning.co.uk, and we will send you, we will sort out your payment and add that discount and send you your invoices. So if you're registering more than one child, just send us an email and our admin team will sort that out for you so that you don't have to register them. That's if you want that 10% discount. You've got to be registering 2 or more students. Lastly, in terms of payment, obviously in the past we've had a couple of issues with payment. So moving forward, we now have a 1-week reminder if you don't pay, and then we have a 2-week reminder plus an additional 5 days grace. If we don't receive payment after 2 weeks, you will simply lose your child and you will lose access to your account until payment is made. We're not deleting any account. We will just put the account on pause until the arrears have been cleared. And then you'll be able to gain access to your account again. So that's everything from me. I'm going to stop talking now because I've spoken for like 40 minutes. And I'm also going to stop recording now.